taxpayers will be picking up part of the legal tab for Michael Dunn, the Brevard County man accused of murdering a Wolfson High student last November.
Police say loud music triggered this confrontation that ended with Jordan Davis fatally shot. Dunn's attorney asked the court for help to pay for depositions and an investigator. Well, the judge today set a limit of $6,500 for that. Now, this Saturday marks 1 year since Davis's mother got the call that changed her life, that her son had been shot and he didn't make it.
Tonight, an emotional interview with his mother, Lucia McBath, as she looks back on memories of Jordan and shares how his death has motivated her to try to change America. Practically every Sunday after church, Lucia McBath spends time here at Jordan Davis's gravesite, not far from her suburban Atlanta home.
So this is where he's buried?
Right here where the yellow flowers are. I guess when I come out here, I know that God has given me a whole new life, a whole new job as a gun safety advocate. And I guess I come out here to get rejuvenated. I come out here to get strength. I come out here, I talk to him, I talk to God.
Here it's peaceful and quiet, but on the night of Davis's death, it was noise that would start what would be a deadly encounter.
Maximum 911, Baba. May I please have the ambulance, please?
An argument over loud music. I still can't wrap my mind around that. The boys weren't threatening his family, trying to steal his property. Nothing. They were in the car arguing. And all he had to do is roll up his window and drive away.
It was Black Friday, just after 7:30 in the evening, when McBath's son was shot to death as he sat in the back seat of an SUV with his friends at this Southside gas station. The man who admitted to pulling the trigger and firing several shots, then 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn, told police he feared for his life.
I was so afraid that I didn't have time to think. I only reacted.
He claimed he saw a weapon, but police say Davis and his friends were not armed, and no weapon was ever found.
I just want him to know that even though I have the freedom to live my life, I don't have who I love. And even though he does not have the freedom to live his life, he still has in his life who he loves. That's never been taken away from him.
Dunn never called police that evening. Instead, he spent the night at a Jacksonville hotel with his girlfriend and ordered pizza before driving back to his Brevard County home the next morning, where he was arrested and charged with murder.
He didn't just murder Jordan, he murdered our future. You know, I'll never have grandchildren. I'll never have a daughter-in-law. I'll never have great-grandchildren. All that future has been taken away.
Dunn has pleaded not guilty. While McBath waits for her son's killer to go to trial in February, she knows he could walk free. Florida was the first state in the nation to pass the controversial Stand Your Ground law, which allows anyone who fears death or great bodily harm to defend themselves without a duty to retreat.
Definitely, I think the Stand Your Ground laws are a means for people to get away with murder.
McBath is now a national spokeswoman for Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, a gun control advocacy organization formed after the Sandy Hook mass shooting.
My mission is to make sure that I do everything possible to help change the legislation so that more families and victims aren't affected by the gun violence the way we've been affected. And it's not a matter of taking people's guns away. It's never been that.
Her mission has taken her to the Florida legislature and to Capitol Hill.
We want his legacy to be one of tolerance. That people tolerate people that don't look and think and act like them.
As for Dunn, she says she and Davis's father have decided not to ask prosecutors to seek the death penalty if he is convicted.
People look at me like I'm crazy and say, how could you forgive him? I forgave him a long time ago. I have forgiven him because I can't do what I'm called to do if I carry that like an albatross around my neck.
Regardless of the verdict, she says there won't be closure until the gun laws are changed.
Once the laws are changed, then that completes the closure, because then we will really receive justice for Jordan and justice for Trayvon and justice for all the children at Sandy Hook and Virginia Tech and Aurora. Even though the fight is it's pretty huge and it's not going to change overnight, I know that it will happen.
And on Friday, Davis's mother is having a gathering at his gravesite near Atlanta to celebrate his life. Then on Saturday night, a candlelight vigil open to the public is planned at Jacksonville Beach's Latham Plaza.
It's powerful stuff, Heather. Several weeks ago, maybe as long as a month ago, we had some letters that Dunn wrote from jail.
Right.
Pretty incendiary stuff racially. There was a lot of harsh stuff in there. So did you all talk about those letters?
I did ask her about those, and she feels very strongly that she does not want the focus to be on race. She really shied away from commenting on those letters, and her focus strictly is on changing the gun laws in America.
All right, Heather, thank you very much for that.